There's a Joe Pesci line in the movie Casino where he explains the value of doing things twice. If I don't see my money, I'll crack your skull wide open. And just about the time I'm coming out of jail, hopefully, you'll be coming out of your coma, and guess what? I'll split your head open again. Now give me my money. What the f are you talking about? Danica Patrick, of course, because Dead to Me Girl is DTM times 2 for running her mouth faster than a race car and blaming the team for her bad qualifying. Car was scary, she said. Worst car I've ever been given. Not my fault. Why are they booing me? Look, there are two groups of workers you never piss off. Restaurant people along with your food, and the mechanics and engineers that take care of your race car.
I got out of the car and did an interview for the PA system, and I'd said that it's not me, and everybody booed me when they heard it. I don't understand that, because I'm the same driver I've been every other year, and I've done well here. So I don't know what else to say. I feel bad. That hurts my feelings.
Danica acts so entitled, seems to think the driver's not part of the setup process. But what do you think? Was she right to vent, or did she cross the line? I mean, Andretti Autosport did fail. They even gave her more talented teammate Tony Kanaan a car worthy of 2 trips into the wall. It falls under the category of what the f***. And as you'll see, WTF is the theme of all the stories in today's Shakedown.
Exclusively at autostream.com/yoparts.
The big news. The USGP is headed to Austin, Texas, because Bernie Ecclestone believes Tavo Hellman has the juice to build an F1 racetrack and deliver a global event. Tavo, a part-time NASCAR driver slash promoter with only 5 years experience putting on NASCAR short track races in Austin, who just happens to be the son of longtime Bernie friend Gustavo Hellman, the 1980s Mexican promoter. WTF. Here's the website for Hellman's Full Throttle Productions company. I feel better already. Google around for the official press release and other info. Then you comment on how done you think this deal is. I assume Bernie's sitting on a deposit check, so it's real to him. Austin, Texas is working hard to make a name for itself. It hosts the very trendy South by Southwest Festival. It's a corporate technology hotspot, but it's also home to a strong arts and environmental movement under the slogan, Keep Austin Weird. So bulldozing nature for a racetrack? Well, we'll see. But hats off to Tavo for selling the city and state on this race. Look, I want a USGP to work, but I need the kid to be a better promoter than Dad. Click through this link about the Mexican IndyCar races old man Gustavo promoted. It's all about tales of perilous border crossings, dangerous tracks, and stiffed hotel bills. All broken promises not delivered by Hellman Sr. So the USF1 team is back. WTF. Paris Mullins is heading up this run. He's a close friend of YouTuber Chad Hurley, was involved in last year's deal too. Autosport and Racer.com say USF1 will do it different this time, collaborating with an existing team versus building a startup. And Ferrari is the name mentioned as the big potential partner. Ferrari itself goes so far to say that the third car it so desperately wants would be great if it was managed by an American team. Wow. Paris tells interviewers sponsors are ready to go, but he can't comment about them or Hurley's role or the details of the plan that can't be shared. Yeah, we've heard all this before. Of course, then he pulls a Danica and blames Anderson and Windsor for the whole thing last year. Is the crowd booing yet? Why did Toyota showcase the unraced F1 car to the world? Because they have a racing facility they are trying to lease, sell off, or find a racing team to buy its technical capacity. Showing the race car was like a big Toyota sales event for a really fast Camry. I bet Paris got a phone call from some anxious Toyota salesperson. Maybe HRT did too, as they just announced the dumping of Dallara for 2011. Hey, anyone else need a new F1 car? Shumi, put your hand down. This is all just more WTF. Pirelli's rumored as next year's F1 tire. Bridgestone is sticking to their guns to pull out. Pirelli's being replaced at Grand Am in 2011 by Continental, But F1 is good news for continued employment for the Pirelli grid girls and calendar models, as you can see here. The WTF factor is this link to the topless version. The WTF racing part, Pirelli wants 18-inch rims versus the current 13s, which means a big change for F1 brakes, chassis dynamics, and overall design. What the f is a DTM driver doing in NASCAR? Red Bull NASCAR racer Brian Vickers is out for the season with a blood clot condition, so RB turned to its DTM driver, Matthias Ekstrom, fresh off his Spain victory. He tested the 83 car at VIR and may be in the seat for the June 20 NASCAR road race in Sonoma, California. Says NASCAR is a long-harbored dream. WTF to that. How quick do you think he'll want back in his Audi? I bet you real quick. Wow, what a truly what the fuck shakedown. I think I have a headache. Just like Nigel Mansell at the end of the first, last, and only time F1 went to Texas, the 1984 GP. Ilione's Lotus ran out of fuel, and he heat-stroked himself trying to push the car over the finish line. Here's some footage, and by 2012, it better not be the only Texas F1 video.
This particular Grand Prix has its own history because it was very hot in Dallas and the surface didn't stand up to the longer races on that day. Second day it began to break up, a bit like it did in Belgium at Spa a few years later, and we had enormous difficulty in keeping our cars on the track. It was a real nightmare.
But where there were two lanes, things still happened, such as Warwick passing De Angelis into second place. Lauda, Rosberg and Prost led Alboreto in a rally cross as the circuit continued to disintegrate.
I have no idea what we're talking about, JF. This is how I feel about you. Gentle, not hurting.